What's up, Ravens fans? It's time to hear from you guys, where we answer your questions in our Ravens mailbag segment. And as you'd expect after the first loss of the season, lots of questions this week, Ryan. So let's jump right into them. The first question today comes from Jason Renner. Jason's asking, is there a reason or an explanation as to why Tavon Young hasn't been promoted to the starting quarterback ahead of Shareece Wright?
Yes, the reason is because Tavon Young isn't a starting cornerback on the outside. He's a slot cornerback. Now, he did play a little bit outside at Temple, but the Ravens drafted him specifically to play inside. That's what he's suited best to do. Guy's 5'10" and weighs about as much as I do. I don't think he's really made to be out on an island.
You might weigh a little bit more. You pack on the pounds.
You know, he's since having a kid. But the thing here, too, is I like Tavon Young. He's made a great impression. He's really gotten 3 turnovers in the last 3 weeks when you talk about the blocked field goal, the interception, and then scooping up a fumble caused by Lawrence Guy. So he's making plays, but you look at him in coverage, he's been targeted 4 times and given up 4 completions. So we haven't seen him thrown on a lot, and that's maybe the reason why we're all saying, yeah, put him outside, you know. Now, Shareece Wright, on the other hand, has been thrown at quite a bit. Now, he's given up too many touchdowns, 5 in the last 3 games. That's not good. He needs to stay on top of the receivers better, but I think that he will still remain the guy on the outside.
If they're going to make a change on the outside, I think it's either going to be Will Davis or Sheldon Price. Those are the 2 big outside corners, especially.
The other Gerard Powers could potentially kick outside if he needed to.
Yep. The next question today sticks with the defense. Douglas Myers wants to know, with the lack of a pass rush, has there been any consideration to letting the young guys get a crack at it? Well, it's already happened. You know, Matthew Judon's played a lot in those games. Didn't start, but played significantly. And now Elvis Dumerville's back. You know, I think everyone would agree if Dumerville is healthy, you want him on the field. He's led the team in sacks the last 2 seasons. And I think that Dumerville is just going to continue to get better. I mean, here's somebody who was really sidelined throughout the entire offseason, and he's on a little bit of a limited snap count in his first game back. So I think the pass rush has been okay. You know, I don't think it's been so horrible. I know they didn't get a sack on Derek Carr, but I think that the pass rush, you'll see them maybe turn it up in the coming weeks.
Yeah, I think it was a different scenario with the Raiders. The Raiders do everything they possibly can to protect Derek Carr and not give up sacks. They'd only given up 2 in the previous 3 games before meeting the Ravens. So I'm not worried about the pass rush because they didn't sack Derek Carr.
Yeah, the Raiders have also invested millions and millions and millions on that offensive line to protect Derek Carr. Exactly. So that's part of the reason too.
I think KC, to speak to the question of the young pass rushers, I think KC is eventually going to get into that role where they start mixing them into that pass rush a little bit more. And Judon down the line, I think once these guys get a little more experience, more practice time under the belts, they'll be worked more into the mix. The final question comes from Elwini Canez. And Elwini asks, why is John Urschel not playing? Good question. I've got the same exact question. I just don't understand this one because John Urschel was running with the first-team offense in training camp until he suffered a shoulder injury. But he's been practicing, full practice participant for the past 3 weeks. So to me, he seems healthy enough. He didn't do anything to lose the job, in my opinion. Alex Lewis more took the job, but even when Alex Lewis isn't playing, I don't understand why Urschel isn't the first one up, why it's Ryan Jensen. Obviously, Jensen has surpassed him on the Ravens' depth chart, and they think that he's more suited to play right now. Maybe because it's just lingering shoulder issue with John Urschel, but he's been practicing a lot. So this is one I don't really get. I'm waiting to see John Urschel.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens this week. Alex Lewis expected to be back, and Ronnie Stanley, the hope is that he will be back at the left tackle spot. So that does it for this week's mailbag. But as always, we love to hear from you guys. So send in those questions on social media every single week. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.